Okay, so now I'm moving over into chapter 2, and your homework is 223, 227, and 238. And so I'm going to do 239, which is going to take quite a while. So I think first of all, I'll start with 223, and I'm just going to talk about this a little bit. On problem 223, we're classifying expenses. Make sure I've got the right one. Yeah, you're doing 223. I need to do 224. Okay, don't want to do your homework for you. Okay, so on 224, we're classifying cost, and we're looking at direct and indirect, and we're looking at variable or fixed. And so direct and indirect, you look at that and say, can the cost be directly traced to the desk or to the product easily? So in this one, we are making DVDs and CDs. I guess we're selling them. And we're trying to determine if the cost items are direct or indirect, and if they're variable or if they're fixed. And so cost item A is annual retainer paid to a video distributor. And I'm going to put D or I for direct or indirect, and variable or fixed. This is direct. Oh yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's direct. It can directly be traced to the product easily. And it is fixed because it's the same amount every year. Okay, and then we have B, which is cost of store manager's salary. That is indirect. He's not touching every single product. And this one is also fixed because it's a salary. It doesn't change. C is cost of DVDs purchased for sale to customers. That is direct. And that one is going to vary depending on how many we sell. D says subscription to DVD Trends magazine. That is a direct cost directly traced to our products, and that is fixed because it's a subscription. E is leasing of computer software used for financial budgeting at the BBE store. That is an indirect cost, and that is fixed because, again, it is a lease based on the software. It doesn't depend on how many you sell. Cost of popcorn provided free to all customers. That one is going to be indirect, and that one is going to be variable depending on how many customers you have. G is the cost of cleaning the store every night after closing. That is indirect, not directly traced to the product, and that is fixed because it doesn't depend on how many we sell. Freight and cost of DVDs purchased. That is directly traced to our product, and it is variable based on how many we sell. Okay, so now I'm going to look over at problem number, you're doing problem 227. I'm going to look at problem number 228. So in problem number 228, we have variable cost, fixed cost, and relevant range. And so in this one, make sure that I'm looking at the right problem. So I'm actually going to do problem number 26. That's the problem I had printed out. So this one's variable cost, fixed cost, total cost. Bridget Ashton is getting ready to open a small restaurant. She's on a tight budget and must choose between the following long distance phone plans. And it gives you the data there. And then it asks you in 226 to draw a graph of the total monthly cost of the three plans for different levels of monthly long distance calling. And then it asks you which plan should Ashton choose if she expects to make 100 minutes of long distance calls, 240 or 540. And so this one's a lot of fun. You can set it up lots of different ways. If you want to use Excel to draw your graph, you can set it up this way: minutes per month, plan A, plan B, and plan C. And then if we, let's do this actually. Okay, and we're going to go in increments of 50. That gives us a good range. And I'm just giving you an example from the book. Okay, so if we set it up this way, plan A for 0 minutes is going to be 0. For plan B, it would be $15. And for plan C, it would be $22. And you can go through and calculate that. It's just based on the information given in the problem. Okay, so I paused the video and went in and filled in these numbers. And again, these are just calculations based on the data given in the problems. You have something similar in your homework where you're going to be looking at variable and fixed cost and how those change over time. Okay, so I drew a chart and again didn't want to bore you with how to draw a chart in Excel. That's something you can look up on YouTube. I'm here to talk to you about what this looks like. And so I can analyze this and I can see that plan A is a variable cost. I can see that plan B is fixed for a while and then it's variable. And then I can see that plan C is kind of fixed for longer, but then it's variable as well. So I get a pretty good idea of what these costs look like when I put them on a chart. And this is how we analyze, one way we analyze fixed and variable cost. It asks us in part 2 which plan Ashton should choose. So if she expects to use 0 to 150 minutes, she should buy A. For 150 to 327 minutes, she should buy B. And for more than 327.5 minutes, she should buy C. So we just analyze our cost up here looking at that. So it depends on what she's looking for. But she's got the data in front of her so she can make a good decision about that. Okay, and then the last part of chapter 2, I'm actually going to put on a different video. So that's it for this part of chapter